When the people's will is swayed by a con man's cheap charade, despite the crass misogyny and blatant hypocrisy, when the fascist voices swell, we hear echoes of the past. They vilify the immigrants, the leftists and outcasts, when the opposition croaks and the people just don't vote for the same old tired rhetoric of neoliberal politics. We must organize the fight for our universal rights, for democracy and empathy to permeate this life. For it's not the immigrant who labors for some bread, who's making us toil till we drop dead. No, it's not minorities or peer-reviewed authorities, or queer folks and trans folks, or a multitude of deities. I say all are your comrades and none are your enemies, in the momentous fight against all bourgeois priorities. Freedom is not those traditional values crafted from bigotry and classist realities. Freedom is freedom to move and disobey, to rely on one another to keep would-be kings at bay. Say none of us can stand alone against their power. We must stand together and make them cower. For the laws of this land have us used and abused, owned and subordinate to our patriarchal roots. I say it's high time we reinvent this whole operation to make mutual benefit our sole occupation. Because freedom is freedom to move and disobey, to rely on one another to keep would-be kings at bay. Say none of us can stand alone against their power. We must stand together and make them cower. Here we go. Yes, freedom is freedom to move and disobey, to rely on one another to keep would-be kings at bay. Say none of us can stand alone against their power. Rise, proletariat, and make them cower. Just another day for the Hell Brigade, another party for the Reaper. They say deny your eyes, well it's comply or die. All hail the glorious leader. The Banshee's cry was heard through the night for another precious martyr. How many need time for the changing tides to bring the ladies a mighty hammer? Oh, the battle's just begun. Oh, there's freedom to be won, and in the shadow of a would-be king, oh, resistance bell shall ring. The mask they wear can hide the murderous stare of the fascist armed invaders. It's not a means to end, it's just the evil intent of malignant white crusaders. But the rebellious sparks that spring from love-filled hearts won't be coerced into submission. With every passing day, oh, they set the stage for the coming revolution. Oh, the battle's just begun. Oh, there's freedom to be won, and in the shadow of a would-be king, oh, resistance bell shall ring. Oh, the battle's just begun. Oh, there's freedom to be won, and in the shadow of a would-be king, oh, resistance bell shall ring. Through the dark and stormy days, oh, the fight is not in vain.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I'm a night owl freak, but even I didn't expect a 3 a.m. start. I apologize, Magar. I know it's super late, but I was thoroughly occupied today in the coolest of all activities, and wound up not being free until around midnight, and I realized I had not done my workout, so I went and did my workout, and now I'm here. And yes, the smooching activities, loquification, you understand. And yeah. Hello, I'm literally not going to sleep. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. It's not going to be a long stream tonight if it's any consolation to you folks. Um I thought we would just kind of have a light fun stream. It's been a while since we had one of those, you know. I think we're going to get to some Holy Mac. Uh I don't know if we'll be able to finish it, but we will do our best. And also, we're gonna be evaluating some dating advice from Patrick Bet David. Or is this not monetized? The stream is not monetized, and to the extent any of the ads that run on my stream are uh like to the extent any ads exist on my stream, it is to support the artists who allow their music to be streamed. So there you go. um yeah, it splits the revenue. Okay, thank you. You're so very welcome. No horror? I mean, we get a lot of horror already. Fuck chat, we're cooked. Hell yeah. Hello, Elric. Can I marry my bed? In the video game Date Everything you can. Have to have to stay awake long enough to see Dine Another Day. Indeed, indeed.
Sharing the love tonight, Jack, sparkling heart emoji.
Hell yeah, Latzia. Thank you for the $10 super chat. And also, yeah, uh, happy birthday. Would you like your happy birthday now? Would you like it in we might not be going too long past the official transition to your birthday, but would you like your birthday song now? Yes, please. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Latzia. Happy birthday to you and many
Greetings, Jack.
more.
Trump's poll numbers actually reminded me of the importance of showing up because their gerrymandering might be their own downfall.
It's true. It's true. Their gerrymandering might turn into some dummy mandering. We'll have to find out. Hey, Mikola Brigida. Is this video going to be about how conservative men need to fuck young, uneducated, virgin religious women? I don't know. I haven't looked at any of his advice, but if I had to guess on the track record of dating advice from deeply weird far right conservatives, I'd say that probably neatly tracks with what we're gonna see. Yeah. I have to stop by on my birthday? Hell yeah, Elric, you certainly do. Hey, you can call me Jess. First birthday as a girl is lit already? Hell yeah. Oh, wooga, Black Rose PCS. Also, German Cow JJ, thank you for the tier 1 sub earlier. Very much appreciate it. And thank you for being the first person to support stream today. Let's see. Just got done watching The Dark Crystal. Hell yeah. Yeah, for the record, just as an FYI, folks, uh, the music that is used on stream, all of it is made by human beings, and also it is either used with permission or monetarily supports those streamers or those content creators with the music. The back end, to whatever degree you see my live streams monetized, it is almost exclusively because that monetization is not going to me via ads. It goes towards the folks who do the music. Um, let's see. Hopefully, I stated that in a way that isn't confusing. CR Rent, thank you for the $50 super chat. Dear God.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
I think I need my sleep tonight. I have the interview for the job tomorrow. But I hope it's a good stream.
Well, good luck with the interview, CR Rent. Let us know how it goes. Yeah, there's a massive buildup of warships off the coast of Iran, and boy howdy, I hope that that does not kick off. That would be absolutely fucking terrible for basically everyone involved. Yo, Attack on Pony Productions, thank you for the $10 super chat.
As of today, I am 23. Give this pony a happy birthday, you wonderful people.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Attack on Pony Productions. Happy birthday to you, and many more. There we go. Nailed it. I'm scared about the Iran shit. Yeah, it's not gonna be great. Like, fuck Iran, but also leave Iran alone. I mean, like, genuinely, it's such a shitty situation for a lot of the folks who live in Iran. Like, it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. And the United States has basically boxed Iran into that state for the last century, you know? It's really all fucking American empire. Super frustrating. Jaeger Larson, thank you for gifting a sub to Forlorn79. Jazz hands indeed. Hello, Salty Turtle Cupcake. Hello, Dragonfly. Good evening. Good evening to you as well. All right. We just had to be world police. It's not even that we had to be world police. We were the world raiders. You know, like we toppled their government and undid their democracy to put back in like a fucking king, you know? Like put we wanted to reinstall the Shah. Checked out our labor branch and felt embarrassment for the first time in decades. Comrades were being paranoid about the rest of DSA, and new members from a local union literally joined earlier today and had to say that the drama train they made is exactly why they haven't joined an org like DSA. I don't know who to really vent to. I mean, that's really the big problem that DSA has been encountering for a long time, and it is the fact that a lot of folks in DSA would prefer to do LARPy bullshit instead of actually forge ties with their local union membership, you know? And the only way DSA survives and thrives is in concert with labor, you know? And folks need to figure out how to make that happen. And personally, my take on it is that the LARPy bullshit needs to take a backseat to the actual bridge building between local union support and the org itself. Lazia, also, thank you for being a member for 3 months. Hell yeah. Thank you so much. My local DSA is trying to work with the local unions, but they shun us because their leaders don't want us to work with DSA. What? Do you mean that their leaders don't want their orgs to work with DSA? I mean, to be honest, part of this is self-inflicted, you know. When you have an org like the DSA just kind of come in and like start making demands or dictating towards unions who are dedicated to fighting for the well-being of their workers, um it can create a very adversarial relationship, and it can't exist as an adversarial relationship. It needs to be a give and take. The big unions are not wanting to do general strikes. Well, the big unions don't want to do general strikes because they don't have the infrastructure to do general strikes. Like, that's the problem isn't necessarily that the big unions don't want to do a general strike. They want to be able to effectively make threats. Like, if a union is going to have a threat of a strike on the table, they want to be able to deliver on that threat. If they can't, then basically it's all just a big bluff, and that bluff is inevitably going to be called by the people who are in power. Is big union bad? No. But big union also isn't necessarily going to be like, yes, I co-sign on every single one of these demands that isn't rooted in the material conditions of our workforce. This wasn't LARPy BS. This was literally people being paranoid about other parts of the org and org leadership. So felt fucking self-inflicted. I mean, I guess that I would categorize that under LARPy bullshit, but because that level of paranoia in my mind is LARPy, but I mean, the actual day-to-day work of organizing in DSA can be difficult, to say the least, but we all got to find a way. And I think the best way to do it is to talk to one another like people, like human beings, and find what is the common motivator. What is our common goal? Yeah, exactly that, Rustbard. It needs to be a what do you need, and the proposition one org that is approaching another org should be bringing to the table is what can we do for you? You know, if it is just we need
Paul
something from
Krugman
you, it's not
posted
going to
on
work.
YouTube asking us for help. IRH posted some real hate in the comments. As much as I hate the current regime, I'm not shedding tears for their plight. They kinda had it coming.
Yeah. Also, Big Rackle, thank you for the $10 super chat. God. I don't know what YouTube post you're talking about from Paul Krugman. So I'm a bit lost on that one. I know who Paul Krugman is, but I'm a little lost. Some would say incrementalism will kill us all, but I do think trying to work with others will be good. We just have an issue having enough of an overlapping of worldviews. I mean, I think that the problem is that a lot of folks who are super idealistic who join DSA find it difficult to reconcile where the rubber meets the road sometimes in a way that can be particularly off-putting to unions that are firmly focused on the actual material conditions of their workers, you know? Like, I think that there is a need for the ideological, aspirations for that a lot of people have in DSA. There's a need for that. It helps chart the course towards the future, right? But part of the issue is there's a talking past each other because unions want to know, how is this partnership going to benefit our workers? Not just in an abstract sense, but in a tangible sense? What are the material benefits that this alliance will bring to us, kind of thing? And if you can't like help them get those general strike funds, if you can't help them like make sure that when a general strike does happen, that like union members aren't suddenly going homeless, aren't suddenly their kids are left without health care, like this is like basic stuff that a lot of people just don't even spend a minute thinking about. It's really, really awful. I'm actually full of hope that you kids don't know who Krugman is. Yeah. I just don't know what he posted. I am curious. I'll look it up later. It's a fine line to walk. This is a time of infiltrators and wreckers. Anytime there's a large influx into a socialist organization, some undercover fascists and feds will try to embed themselves. That's a known problem. We can only hope that orgs have some mechanisms in place. I mean, the decentralized nature of DSA really does help, you know? Um, and I would just say that, like, as far as, like, infiltrators go, you know, you'll know them by their works, you know? Um, it's one of the reasons I tell you guys don't Fed post. It's because we need to be able to trust each other, and if you're acting like a Fed, that trust is broken. Do you like Netanyahu? Nope. I think a lot of people get disillusioned with DSA as well because they didn't expect all the meetings and talking as opposed to the raw direct action stuff some people want to do all day every day. Well, yeah, and shoot bang, that's why I like to say 90 to 95% of the work is showing up to boring meetings. It's genuinely just showing up and being consistent, you know? I will say, well over 85% of humans have very little to no epistemic understanding of nearly anything they are convinced of. I mean, yeah, of course. Most of the time, because the things they're convinced of aren't necessarily the things that they're spending every single day examining, you know? Most people are spending every single day examining how they're going to get their kid from school, how they're going to juggle their work schedule and childcare. You know, how the hell are they going to pay for that next healthcare bill? They do not have the time to sit down and figure out the epistemic like roots of why they believe the things they believe, which presents a problem. But I will also throw out there it is a problem inherent to capitalism, not because people lack the ability or the desire to introspect, but because capitalism monopolizes our time and effort in such a way that it makes it very difficult for the vast majority of people to actually sit down and think their thoughts, you know? Just my 2 cents. Let's see. Yeah, exactly, Dragonfly. Dragonfly gets it. Dragonfly's been in the meeting trenches for years. You gotta do the meetings, folks. I know it sucks, but it's the job. You can save the world, but some of the work is going to be really boring. Yeah, like what if God, what if the next great RPG about saving the world was 95% going to meetings, only 5% epic battle, okay? That's the thing I think a lot of folks really get wrong about revolutionary work, which is that a lot of it is going to goddamn meetings. Because you gotta actually do the work of organizing, and organizing requires meetings. Is it weird I don't find meetings boring sometimes? It's not weird at all. You know? Phoenix Wright type game. Yup. Hey! Catabingo Rising Revengeance! Shin Godzilla is actually an excellent example of that. Yes. Hell yeah. I love that you pulled that out of what I said. Shin Godzilla is such a good movie, too. God. I would say no one would play that video game, but then there's literally a goat simulator. Meetings can be exciting. Yeah, look, the same way the vast majority of court cases aren't that exciting, right? But, like, you can still put together a Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney game, no problem. Objection! Hold it! Revolution is action, not analysis paralysis. Well, analysis paralysis is not the same thing as going to meetings, right? Because if you want to organize a revolution, you got to actually do the work of organizing it. Like the organizing is sitting in meetings and talking to one another. And if you can't do that, then your revolution is doomed to failure anyway. Like 10,000%. If you can't bear the idea of sitting down and talking to the people you want to organize with, that's a really big fundamental problem for your revolution, ain't it? God. That's true. The real revolution is shitting on mainstream lefty streamers. That's true. I guess it's why I'll always be a fake revolutionary. Always talking about issues and shit posts. Well, shall we jump into Les Mis has a meeting scene? Les Mis has a lot of meeting scenes. People, I have ADHD, rejection sensitivity, autism, social anxiety. If I can go to meetings, so can you. Hell yeah. Dragonfly after my own heart with that panel. With that panel of conditions. Let's go. Should I wear Phoenix Wright cosplay when I go to court with my cousin to fight his speeding ticket? Only reason I'm going is he's never got a ticket. I've been to traffic court a few times. You know, when you say Phoenix Wright cosplay, it makes it sound like you're not going to wear a fine as fuck outfit. And the real thing that makes a Phoenix Wright outfit great is that he wears a goddamn great suit and tie. My DSA's meetings have all been virtual for months. I mean, sometimes that's all you can do, you know? People be busy, especially working class people. That's true, Uncle Gumball. The lady with the whip in court, that's actually a very secret form of law that a lot of people are unaware of. You are legally allowed to bring a whip into the courtroom, especially if the judge is into it. And, you know, it's a piece of evidence in a case or something. All right, you guys ready? Let's just jump into it. We'll do a little bit of a fun segment here. Um, let's dive into it. So, folks, as many of you know, I love being told what to do by men on the internet. I love it. It's just the best. You know, as a lady with my lady brain logging online, and I get to just see every day uh so many men telling me what to do. It's great, you know? It's everything I've ever wanted. And that's sarcasm for those of you who are not picking it up. And I've found the ultimate mansplainer here, known as Patrick Bet David. And, well, we're there. Yeah, Taco Face Fart, thank you so much for your contribution of criticism and suggestions. I really appreciate it. Perfect timing. Well done. Um, but Patrick Bet David has the real rules for me, a woman. Okay? And I mean that literally. I've been sitting on this for a while. It's time for us to dive into it. Yeah, Mr. MLM himself, indeed, Uncle Gumball. Uh, he put out a video 3 years ago titled 20 Rules for Women: How to Attract a High Value Man. And you know what? We're gonna go in and see, how do I attract a high value man? You know, I want to know, what are the rules. Maybe this will be some good advice. Step 1: find 3 men who are willing to mansplain to you and give you money in the process. And then task them with finding 3 men each that they can find who will mansplain to a woman and pay for the privilege to do so, those men above them, and so on and so forth, of course. Um, it's the perfect plan. It's called a manamid, okay? Which is a combination of the word man and pyramid. It's not a scheme, it's just a manamid. And I think this is foolproof. Let's dive in, shall we? A pyramid scheme? God, don't be so gauche.
This video isn't and what this video is. This video is not one of those articles you read on HuffPo that tell you how awesome you are, how, like, you know, unicorns exist, a fantasy world. Don't worry about it, women. You don't need men. This isn't it.
Hell yeah, give it to us straight. Tell us exactly how it is, all right? I'm sick of all of these dating articles telling me that I need unicorn horns to attract a high value man, okay? Unicorns don't exist. I can't find them. I can't do it. I'm sick of all the dating advice that revolves around fictional creatures. Where am I going to find a Mothman antenna? Okay, I can't use that for my love potion witch's brew that Vanity Fair told me how to make. Okay, I can't do it. It's too hard. Where am I going to find the Sasquatch fur? All right, constantly women are being told you got to find the Sasquatch fur, and you know what? God damn it, it's too hard to find. We need the real, straight, skinny, as women, on what we're supposed to do to find and attract these high-value men.
Let me tell you what this is. This is a video coming from a guy who was 22, 23-year-old.
Oh shit, it's a video? Oh, damn, I thought this was an article. I clicked on this on YouTube thinking it would be a long piece of text. I didn't realize it was a video. Huh. Weird. God, he's wearing a Top Gun.
Playboy that would go to Vegas 26 times a year. I partied.
Yeah, dog. The face of a Playboy. The outfit of a high value Playboy man right there. I do you think Mothman is a high value male? Absolutely. If you put Mothman next to Patrick Bet David, even in his heyday at 22 years old, Mothman's gonna win every time. Mothman, there's only one of him. I guarantee you go on Tumblr, which is a website that many of you young folk might not be aware still exists, but it does. And you go on Tumblr and you'll find, I don't know, probably 100,000 women who are willing to, point blank, if you were able to demonstrate that Mothman was real, they would enact a sacred pilgrimage in order to make contact and attempt a seduction. All right, I'm in Mothman's harem. Yeah, exactly.
22, 23-year-old playboy that would go to Vegas 26 times a year. I partied religiously, and then eventually.
Why would you go to? That doesn't sound fun. Can we? I'm just gonna criticize this for a minute. Going to Vegas 26 times a year doesn't sound fun. You're going to Vegas like 2, sometimes 3 times per month? Yeah, like what on earth was so fun that you like what you couldn't pick up ladies? High value ladies in your local area? You had to go to Vegas for the high value women? I'm really confused. That sounds like bankruptcy to me. That sounds like a gambling problem to me.
I became a high valued man. I realized my value in the marketplace and I stopped playing and I wanted a wife and build a family in that transition I went through. Now, a couple things.
Oh, okay. Vegas wasn't the place for high value women. I guess in his mind, Vegas is only for low value women, and as a high value man, you can't go to Las Vegas. So, okay, so we have unofficial rule number 1. If you are a woman, don't live in Las Vegas. There we go. Informal rule number 1 from Patrick Bet David. If you're looking for a high value man, don't live in Las Vegas. Okay, cool. All right, done. I don't live in Las Vegas. Okay, I can follow this advice.
Not a marriage counselor, not a psychologist. I'm not a therapist. I'm simply sharing my philosophies with you.
I'm not in any way qualified in any reasonable sense to give you dating advice. And you know what? Neither am I. I'm just giving you the real skinny. Okay? My honest reaction to dating advice from this guy. Dude, I understand that this guy has a lot of money on paper somewhere, but like I I can't get over how like he just looks like somebody who's running a scam on you. You know, he just looks like a guy who's running up to you and like trying to hustle you. Yeah, he looks like he's scared as hell that the IRS is going to come knocking on his door.
Some which is going to piss you off. You're going to be upset. But this is a video specifically for both men looking to go out there and be a high value man.
Wait a minute. This is a video for men? 20 rule, but it's called 20 rules for women. Patrick Bet David. Welcome to the allyship of the LGBTQ community. That's right. We have to start the Biden forced feminization camps. All right, they got to go into high gear, secretly at their locations all across America, planted there by Obama and Biden. It's time to activate Project Hobbit Home. That's right. It's still happening. Transgender for everybody. LGBT PBD.
And for women saying, I would like to find a high value man. Having said that, let's get right into it. Okay, so ladies, first thing.
Oh, well, he wrote it on a digital chalkboard. It must be legit.
You gotta know is whose life do you want to model? There are a few different options you have. One, do you want to be one of those women that says, I don't need a man, I'm independent, I make my own money, I'm a girl boss, I'm a girl this, I read these books.
Wait, this does sound good. Wait a minute. Tell me more. I can pick a life where I read books and I get paid a lot of money and I have a fulfilling career.
by women who've been divorced 5 times. If that's who you want to be, fantastic. That's one model.
Okay.
The other one is, honestly, I just want to find somebody who is rich, successful, and I want them to be the husband, the money maker. I don't want to work. I want to stay home. I want to just have kids, and that's all I want to do. No problem. The other one could be, well, I want to model after these women who are going out there partying hardcore. Yeah, maybe they're single moms and they've had 3 kids, 4 kids by 4 different men, but they've had a time of their lives. You can model that life as well.
Okay, but just out of curiosity, what prevents like a girl boss from also having a family and also going out occasionally to shake her booty? Wait, I'm confused. Why can't you do all 3 of these activities? Like, just, I'm just throwing this out there, right? You can envision a situation where a woman has a good paying career that's fulfilling, and she reads books written by women who've been divorced a certain number of times. And, she does that, but also she can, because she has a good paying job, afford childcare to also go out and occasionally dance on the weekend or something like that. The same way, a married couple might get childcare in order to, go on a date on the weekend. And, some married couples even go out on a date and dance and shake their booties as well. That's also an option. But wait, maybe there's a secret 4th category, which is just all of the other categories.
Last one, maybe. I don't know, Pat. I kind of have my own identity. I have my own interests. I have my own career. But I know I want to have a man who is the alpha of the family, who is the high value man. I'm not trying to compete with them. I want to be a co-pilot. He's the leader in the area of our family where we're going. And I'd like to build something like that with him. Fantastic. You got choices. And by the way, I'm sure there's a lot of different...
I feel like his categories are pretty arbitrary here, but okay, we'll roll with it.
Different options on who you want to model after out of those 4 women. You get to pick and choose. It's your prerogative. You're an adult. You choose. Now,
oh, thank you. Okay, so rule number 2, you get to choose the kind of life you want to lead. Okay, I mean, I'm glad he's on board with like the basic premise of like women's liberation. Welcome to the resistance against patriarchy, Patrick Bet-David. So magnanimous of you to grant us our freedom. Let's continue to look.
Now, before you go out there and looking for high value men, it's very important for you to know how they're wired. If you don't know how they're wired, you don't know how to talk to them. You don't know how to find them.
Yeah, let's find... oh god, is he okay? We're learning about the wiring of high value men, and clearly that wiring is done with gold plated wires. The pause timing just absolutely destroyed me on this. I had no idea he was going into an ad read.
I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Gold Co. Look, if there's one thing we agree on, you and I, if you follow this content, is we believe future looks bright, right? We think everything's going to work itself out.
We believe the future looks so bright that you should invest in gold because, the dollar will collapse.
We just don't know how the economy is going to be today because you don't control the Fed, you don't control the stock market, you don't control the government. You had one vote. So we make the right decision, not knowing what's going to happen to the economy next. So whether it's stocks, bonds, real estate, crypto, cards, art, or gold, my biggest suggestion is over the years, I've always had gold because I believe you don't know what's going to happen. Gold hedges great.
Again, gold is the prepper's investment,
Against inflation. These are strange times with inflation. Gold hedges great against a drop of fiat as a currency. All of those things are a way of hedging and protecting yourself against a loss. We looked at a lot of different companies in gold to team up with. This took a couple years for us, but my friends who used to work at Gold Co. that I've known for 15 years told me they're a very credible company. They're great at what they do. They deliver. We made reference calls. And we chose to team up with these guys. They got thousands of positive.
Okay, but how what does this have to do with how high value men are wired?
Reviews of people that have done business with them. So if you are considering buying some gold or silver. Give our partner at Goldco a call today to learn more about.
Well, let's be clear here. I'm not going to trust any kind of silver buying and trading to a company called Goldco. Clearly, I would trust my silver trading to Silverco. You know, like, my God, why would I go? What am I going to go to Goldco and invest in gallium futures? Like, no, I'm gonna, like, if you're going to Goldco, you're going for the gold. Like, you're gonna do silver at Goldco? What do you look like, a fool? Come on, you need to have that high value man mentality.
Protecting your savings. And as a Valuetainment viewer, you could get up to $10,000 in free silver. That's right, $10,000 in free silver. So when it comes down to precious metals, reputation matters. That's why we chose Goldco.
And their business immediately collapsed after the $10,000 of free silver deal. It just collapsed instantaneously at the end.
A call or click on the link below, goldco.com/PBD.
High value
so let's go through 10 different things
indeed.
On how high value men are. Number one, high valued men have many options. You are not the only option.
Wait, that's not a rule for women. That saying that high value men have other options is not a rule for women. That's just stating, like, rich people attract people who want some of their money.
They have a lot of options. They generally could be talking to 4, 5, 6, 7 different women at the same time. This doesn't mean they're being promiscuous with everybody.
So rule number 1, you ain't shit. Okay. All right, cool. I know I ain't shit. That's cool. All right. But also probably wouldn't pursue someone who was juggling like 6 other ladies. That doesn't sound like high value man material to me.
But they have a lot of options. It's tough to find high valued men. High valued men are very, very attractive. It's like the hottest girl in high school. How many men were chasing her? High valued man, 28 years old, 26 years old, 35.
Why are you talking about the most attractive teenage girl at the high school? God, the amount of brain poison that's being ingested by all of you right now. I'm so sorry.
5 years old, a lot of women are chasing him as well. Number 2, when it comes down to high valued men, these are not desperate men. They have a lot of options. The last thing you're going to feel from is desperation. So if you miss that 22-year-old guy that was all over you, clinging on you, you're not going to get it from these types of men. If you want that, they're out there. If you want something like this, you're probably not going to get that from them. Number 3, this is...
Wait, okay. As a woman, I have so many questions. My small, feeble brain can only keep up with so many things at a time here. But it would seem to me that if, like, a man isn't gonna treat his lady right, then maybe his lady should not be his lady, right? Like, maybe women should find men who treat them well. You know, like, are kind and considerate and spend time with them and, like, bother to care about their interests and learn about, say, a shared joke language, you know? Like, get their references, understand what they might like. And it seems like maybe if you're never gonna get anything like that from a high-value man, I would not consider that a high-value man. It's actually a pretty low-value man for what and I think many other women are looking for, you know? And to be clear, I have the highest value man of all, my partner. I love my partner. Clarice is wonderful. And she's the highest value man I know.
Tough one to embrace. Their marketability and their value is just going to go up. The more they age, the more they succeed, the more they win.
I don't think that's true. I think their loneliness is only going to go up. Like, have you seen Elon Musk? Elon Musk is 1000% a guy that Patrick Bet-David considers a high-value man, and Elon Musk is one of the loneliest motherfuckers that has ever existed.
Marketability and value is going to keep going up. So you just got to keep that part in mind. There's not going to be declining. There's just constantly going to be increasing. The better they get, the wiser they get, the more they succeed. Number 4, they don't chase, they attract. So meaning they don't mind courting because they want that. They want to court, they want to go through that process, but they're not chasers. So you know the whole thing of, you know.
Oh, okay. Okay, another good rule from Patrick Bet-David. Okay, high-value men are not chasers, which means that high-value men support trans women, support trans men. Trans women are women, trans men are men. And high-value men are not chasers. Instead, they view trans people not as fetishes. They just view them as people. So a real high-value man is someone who goes out there and just treats women as women and men as men, and figures out any kind of eccentricities as they go. It's true. High-value men aren't chasers. Patrick Bet-David, trans ally.
No, let me do this 3 calls. He did this. I can't call him back. I can't pick up. If he does this, they don't play the chasing game. They're constantly attracting good people in their lives. They're not turned on by games. Number 5, they're typically very...
Okay, well, wait a minute. High-value men aren't turned on by games? Then explain League of Legends. Then explain League of Legends to me. All right? Explain it in great detail. My tiny, feeble, feminine mind cannot comprehend it. Spend the next 5 hours telling me the ins and outs of Warwick Jungle main. Okay? What did I just walk into? Good content. Again, these are not rules for women. As far as I can tell, this is a list of rules for men. Like, if you want to be a high-value man, you gotta be confident. Which, yeah, confidence is sexy, alright? Yeah, alright. And you know what? Before we get into this, I'll let you guys know the secret of confidence, which is that every single person who appears to be confident is faking it whole cloth, all right? They're just 360 no-scope selling it, all right?
Spoiler warning, this content isn't for real women. This is in fic media for fictional women in the Value Attainment Extended Universe.
Oh no. Oh god, the fictional women of the Valuetainment Extended Universe? You mean their girlfriends in Canada who are totally real? I promise. Thank you for the $5 dono, Maghar.
Confident. This doesn't mean they don't have any insecurities. This doesn't mean they walk on water. This doesn't mean they don't have any anxieties or different things like that. They may never share it with you, but you're gonna get a feeling being around them that they're very, very...
Oh no, confidence isn't always fake, but everyone who has confidence started out faking the fuck out of it. And so what you gotta do is you fake the fuck out of it until you actually become confident, and then you don't have to fake it anymore. You will it into your existence, in a sense.
Confident. Why? Because to get that level of natural confidence takes years and years.
And our natural brain supplement that we sell here at the Patrick Bet-David studio.
Of hours to put into it to believe you are valuable, that you produce that type of confidence. Number 6, they take care of their body. This doesn't mean they're all bodybuilders with 6-packs, but generally a high-value man, they exercise, they have a decent diet, they don't fool around when it comes down to that. Doesn't mean it's perfection.
Also, when a guy like Patrick Bet-David is like, yeah, they follow a diet, etc. What they mean is they've gone all in on the the carnivore diets. They're eating the raw meat. That's how you know that a high-value man takes his health seriously.
But they do take care of their body, so they expect their women to also take care of their body. Number 7, they're not needy, they're not clingy, they're not constantly seeking your approval. And some want that. Some want their men to constantly be seeking their approval. You're generally not going to get a lot of that from a high value man. Number 8, they have life goals. They're going places. They have a vision. They want to go out there and do something.
Okay, so far this just sounds like a lot of like a man who's like thought about what they want in life. Okay.
Big. So if you are expecting this person to be at home at 5 o'clock every night because that's what your dad did, the question you have to ask yourself is, you may love your dad, but was your dad a high-value man? If the answer is no, he was just a...
You may love your dad, but was your dad really a poor piece of shit? Well, maybe you don't want to be just like your dad, even if you love him because he was poor, is like such a weird piece of advice to give. Good God.
Good man. It's very different than a high-value man that's got big goals in their lives that they're in the hunt with. You can't say, well, I want him to be like my dad and be home at 5 o'clock, but I want him to be thinking big. There's a big...
Yeah, someone who thinks big can't be home at 5. What? As we all know, big thoughts mean you have to stay at the office big time. Yeah, like I want like an actual list of like high value man activities. Number 1, washes his hands regardless of his pee style or poop style, all right? I'm sick of these low value men who are going into restrooms, public restrooms, mind you, and not washing their hands because, oh, I didn't even touch. I was at the urinal. I didn't even touch it. You were in a public restroom, sir. Wash your damn hands, all right? High value men understand the value of making sure they don't have poo-poo pee-pee hands, all right? A true high value man does not abide poo-poo pee-pee hands.
conflict there. You have to understand that part. Number 9, they take responsibility. If they're going to screw up, they're going to take responsibility. If this is a real man that's a real leader with the right character.
How do you pee and not touch it? Well, the key here is that they're all lying. The key here is that they're lying.
They take responsibility when they screw things up, and they'll generally improve. Last but not least, you have to know when you do become a high-value man, you've already been through a lot of different relationships. You know the game.
As a real high-value man, you've had sex with lots of ladies. And maybe some men.
See the signs. They understand certain red flags. Yeah, I don't know about this. And they know when you're faking it or...
I want the rules from me. A small-brained, independent woman who don't need no man. Okay? Tell me the rules for me. How do I attract a high-value man? How do I change?
Acting too much to make sure you seem perfect. They've been through that as well. So they're not turned on by those games. They know the game. They understand the game. They play the game. They just...
Yeah, they play League of Legends. Yeah.
Want to retire away from the game because they want to have a family. They have bigger plans with a person that they want to run with. So understand that part, that they're very clear about how the game goes. So now, before I get into the 20 rules of young women when it comes down to date...
A small-brained woman with a dairy aisle on her chest. I like that. Thank you. Thank you. Start by not talking so much. I'm really bad at that rule. I will break it.
This just confirms to me that PBD's ultimate, highest value man is Scrooge McDuck.
I don't know that that's true, because Scrooge McDuck would actually treat a woman with respect, and I'm not totally convinced that the type of man that Patrick Bet-David is describing here would do that, you know?
Meeting high-value men, you got to know a couple things. There's different places that we meet people nowadays, right? And it's very different than when it was in year 2000 or 1995. Today, there's Tinder and Bumble, there's bars and clubs, there's business where you work out.
Whoa. There's a lot of other dating apps, okay? You can get on some wild ones these days, all right?
Through friends and church, right? Now, there's a statistic that came out talking about what type of percentages of a relationship and marriages work out the most. Here's what it said on a study they did based on 2,000 different people. The article is titled, Relative Strangers, The Importance of Social Capital for Marriage. The study found that 12% of couples who meet online get divorced within the first 3 years of marriage compared to 2% of couples who meet through friends and family.
Just out of curiosity, I'm gonna Google the Marriage Foundation because I've never heard of this before. All right. So, number one is that when I Google the Marriage Foundation, I get this, which is save your marriage, start now. Plans start at less than $10 a week. Start with a 30-day free trial, 30-day guarantee. It's a 12-week online course, 3-day free trial, 30-day guarantee, lifetime access. All right. Save your marriage, save your money. Oh no. This is the front page of it, by the way. This is everyone succeeds using our system. Here's why it's not too late. Yeah, man. Yeah, this place has totally legit academic credentials putting out a study like this for sure. Um just a very blatant attempt to sell you on marriage counseling courses. I'm dying. That was funnier than I possibly could have imagined when I typed that into Google. Like, also, this guy, I don't know who this guy is, but I don't trust him to help save anybody's marriage. Like, he looks like a villain from RoboCop. It just...
And after 7 years, these statistics are roughly 17% and 10%. So now, the reason why this is important as well is to know when it's online dating, there's only so much a person can learn about you, you know? If it's through friends, church, different places.
Well, yeah, obviously, if you're online dating, there's only so much people can learn about you, which is why you then have to ask them out on a date so that you can talk and, like, do stuff in public and learn about each other and do things, you know, like people who date do.
You're able to learn more about this person because you can ask around saying, what do you know about her? What do you know about him? What can you tell him about him? So also know where you're marketing yourself or where you're looking for. If you go into Tinder to find a husband, just know what he's looking for. You should not be surprised if he comes in asking you day one to go home with him, because Tinder is typically, the expectation is one.
Okay, but also it's not necessarily bad to sleep with someone on a first date. You know, like, that's not necessarily a bad thing or a bad way to meet people. Like, if you vibe, you vibe. I miss landlines. They literally still have landlines. You can have one.
Now, some people will say, you're wrong. I met my husband on Tinder. We've been together for 6 years. I don't solve my success in life based on exceptions. There are...
Dude, you literally do. Like, you showed a picture of yourself at 22 earlier in this show, and you were like, oh, look, I'm not qualified to give any kind of advice. These are just my personal experiences. Like, you're the one who's being an anecdote Andy here. And now you're like, and other people may say they've met people on Tinder, but those are exceptions, not rules. And I do have to say, he has yet to actually list any of the rules for women. It's just rules for men. We're halfway through the video.
Exceptions to everything. I want higher odds of success, and the higher odds of success is if you date through Tinder and Bumble, the higher likelihood of getting a divorce is a lot higher than going through friends and other places. So just keep that part in mind. Having said that, let's get right into it. 20 rules for young women when it comes down to dating high value men. Let's get right into it. Number one, if you see men as
Oh, okay, finally we've gotten to the rules. All right, cool. Number one, if you see men as the enemy,
good luck finding a high value man. Simple as that.
Okay, but that's not really a rule. Like, you need to phrase it as a rule. if you're gonna call it a like Jordan Peterson, you should know your main boy, Jordan Peterson. When he wrote Rules for Life, he was like, clean your room. That's a clear rule. That's a clear foundational, fundamental thing that people can do. Just like stating an attitude is not a rule.
You cannot see men as the enemy. Why do I say this? A lot of times mothers who went through a divorce and maybe married a man who didn't treat them well, they indirectly put that mindset into their daughters. Their daughters at 6 years old.
What? Okay, wait. Why are you using stock footage of a traumatized child being talked at by an exasperated father figure to prove your point here?
Indirectly put that mindset into their daughters. Their daughters at 6 years old, 7 years old, 10 years old.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that supposed to be a video clip of a daughter unfairly maligning her father? I guess. Okay, interesting.
15 years old have heard how many times that mom has talked smack about the dad. Eventually, the daughter becomes a 22-year-old woman who sees men as the enemy.
Yeah. And as we know, men never talk smack about women. Ever. Men who have been divorced famously never talk smack about their former partners.
If you see them as enemy, good luck finding a high-valued man. Number two, if you...
Okay, but also, like, if you see the demographic of people that you're interested in as the enemy, then yeah, you're gonna have a harder time finding a partner. That's true. But also, again, that's just a sign you're not ready to date yet. You're still hurt. You need to take more time for you. And I just also have to say, like, so far it just kind of seems like, all right, step one, don't hate men. Oh, okay, I'm bisexual. I don't hate men. I still criticize the patriarchy, but like I don't hate men. Men, as we know, are victims of patriarchy as well.
do land a high-valued man and you start dating him, the job has just begun. This isn't about, oh my God, I'm dating Larry. Do you realize how awesome he is? He's a high-valued man. Let's see if you can keep him. Let's see if you can keep him. Just because you got him doesn't mean you got him forever.
Yes, I mean, that's true, but that's true of any relationship, not just a relationship with a high-value man. Relationships go both ways. And it's not transactional based on wealth, you know? Like, you both need to be interested in each other. You both need to, like, enjoy one another's company. You both need to, like, enjoy talking to one another. And, like, yeah, if you're not able to do that and you don't enjoy your partner, then, like, it's not gonna work out.
This is work. You know, it's not like you're good for 3 months and we can act for 3 months. 6 months later, the truth shows up. A year later, wait a minute, who am I dating here? And then eventually you're like, maybe you dated him for a year, maybe for a year and a half, but you can't keep a guy like that. You got to make sure you can keep a high value man, not just attract a high value man, which means it's work. Both sides, it's work.
I'm waiting for rule number 3, don't be a shrill harpy. Okay, I'm gonna have a lot of trouble with that one.
We got to do our part. You got to also do your part. Number 3, body count matters. By the way, men may not tell you, but it matters, okay?
Oh, but wait, you said that a high-value man has been through a lot of relationships, which presumably would also entail a high body count. Does that mean high body count is bad when it's a woman, but it's good when it's a man? Because that seems incorrect as, like, a point here. And as we all know, body count doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter at all.
When a person, I'm doing a job interview with them and they tell me in their resume they've had.
Wait, I'm sorry. Body count does matter in one specific
don't need no man.
instance. Coder Joe, thank you for the 2 tier 1 subs. Obviously, body count matters if we're talking about murders, okay? Like, if somebody's a serial killer, then body count really fucking matters. You gotta get out of that. Alright? Alright, what is this link? I do love Viva La Dirt League, and I'm gonna link this in other chats, but I am gonna tell you that this will instantly get sniped by the stream demons. So, sadly, we cannot watch it. But folks should check out that channel. Good stuff. All right, back to high value manning.
20 jobs in the last 10 years, I don't want to hire them because there's a reason why they've had 20 jobs in 10 years, okay? They can't keep somebody together. The other part, you know how when you go out there and you're just hooking up, having a lot of one-night stands left and right, thinking no one's going to tell anybody?
What do you mean thinking nobody's going to tell anybody? People tell each other about their one-night stands all the time. Like, one of the major reasons people do one-night stands is so that they can talk about them with their friends later. Like, if you're gaining on your body count when you're in a relationship, then it's a bad thing. Unless it's done with consent, you know? Like, if you're out there getting laid and you're in, like, an open relationship, more power to you, you know? You just gotta have consent. But also, like, one-night stands aren't like these secret, dirty things, you know, that folks hide. I guarantee you all these high-value men who are out there, you know, with a ton of experience, share their stories of the one-night stands with their bros, you know? Guarantee you.
A man who hooks up with you for one night and you say, let's keep it between us, his level of loyalty is 0 to you, meaning.
Well, yeah. What? Like, yeah, okay, if somebody hooks up one time, that's not dating. Obviously, if it's a one-night stand, there's genuinely no level of loyalty there because it's a one-night stand. That's the nature of the social interaction. What is a high-value man? He attempted to describe it in the beginning, but it just sounded like a really lonely rich person, I gotta be honest.
He'll brag about hooking up with you to his friends and his peers because he owes you nothing. There is no such thing as a one-night stand keeping it secret. It's going to lead to other people. So
Okay. I don't know if Patrick Bet David knows this, but women also talk about their one-night stands with their friends, like, all the time. All the time. God, why does this grown man sound like a teenager? Well, I mean, he was talking earlier about, you know, the most popular teenage girls in high school. So, you know, as a 40-year-old man, it's super creepy.
if you do that constantly, people are going to know. A high-value man's going to be like, you know what?
Yeah, that's true. Everyone knows women don't talk to each other because we live in Gilead.
I'm going to pump the brakes here. You're not for me. I like you a lot, but not for serious relationship. You ever heard of saying a woman can tell within the first 30 seconds to a minute whether they're going to sleep with the man or not? You ever heard that part before? A man will also tell very quickly whether this is a girlfriend that they're going to show off to their friends or family, or if this is just somebody they're going to have fun with.
Okay, which is just like, if you're just saying, like, oh, men can tell in like a matter of seconds, then literally it's just a visual, like, Do they think that you as a woman are gonna look good on their arm? Which, like, is not the foundation for any kind of positive relationship. Like, if you've got a guy over here being like, well, I couldn't possibly introduce you to my friends or family because you're too ugly. Like, yeah, okay, that's not someone you should date. As a woman, just say you hate men, but I don't hate men. I'm attracted to men. Men are great. It's just that guys like this are stupid and give terrible advice. He's 47 years old? Damn, that's a rough 47.
Okay? They will know very, very quickly on how you carry yourself. When it comes down to having class, you either have class or you don't have class. One can't act classy. Here's what I mean by it. Back in the days when I was 21, 22, I would go to these financial meetings acting like I'm well off financially, I'm doing very good for myself. Maybe I can fake it for 5 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. But about an hour later, the client found out this guy's broke, wearing DSW shoes, wearing a 3-day Super Broker suit, and
this guy's broke wearing DSW shoes. I'm sorry. Guys who evaluate other guys like this are, I don't know, they're somehow more gay than actual gay men. I don't know how. We need like a new phrase, a new word for that. Maybe gay maxing. The cis straight men are gay maxing these days. I don't know. We'll have to workshop it with our Gen Alpha team, okay? But you're looking at somebody's shoes and talking about how looks like you got those at DSW. Like, I'm sorry, that's the cattiest gay thing I've ever heard in my life, and he's presumably talking about like him being judged by like 40 or 50-year-old businessmen. God. Stop being mean to men. Men are great. I like men. Men, wait a minute, that's the wrong button. 1 second. There we go. Pro streamer. Cool. Oof. Sorry, I got all mixed up. And Metro maxing, that's a good one, Baba Booey. Men are great. I like their muscles. I like various parts of their bodies. I think aesthetically they look pretty cool. I like the fashion men have. I like that men get to embrace certain professions like lumberjacking. I think that's pretty cool. If someone did that to you, you would break the fuck down? What? I'm a woman on the internet who's also a socialist. There's a million folks in my comments every single time I stream telling me what to do and like trying to denigrate my appearance or my voice or whatever. Like, you need to calm your tits. All due respect to your tits, whether male or female tits. You know, masculine presenting nipples or feminine presenting nipples. You need to calm them, okay? That's another Tumblr reference for those of you who are too young to get it. Keeping up with the Tumblr references today. You can tell I've watched some strange aeons.
Ras Thai has no...
Lions for lambs, you're being very emotional right now. Calm them.
What he's talking about. This guy doesn't have any money. Work on having real class, real values, real principles, because there's no need to act. It's real. So this next one's not going to be very popular.
real class, real principles. I feel like this guy is talking about a very specific type of classiness, a very specific type of or subset of principles that he's not going to elaborate on whatsoever.
But it is what it is. So let's just say you have a high value man that you really like, and
Also, okay, I know it's a small thing. I know I'm nitpicking this video to death, but these are not rules. These are not written as rules. Like, going for a guy with a girlfriend, that sounds like you're telling women who want high value men to go after guys with girlfriends, which I don't think is what your intent was here, but your formatting is communicating that. Why the random yellow text? For emphasis, because women need the extra colors to pay attention. We like shiny objects.
next one's not going to be very popular, but it is what it is. So let's just say you have a high value man that you really like, and he's in a relationship for about a year. You come in, and somehow, some way, he likes you. You become the side chick. He drops the girl he's with to be with you.
That's true, just to be here. If you want to look fly as hell, you get into that thrift store circuit, okay? And you just go with whatever the fuck you like.
So now he is with you. 12 months later, don't be surprised and upset if he's got a side chick. This relationship started off with you being a side chick. You can't be not surprised saying, I can't believe he's got a side chick. You just may not be the person that he's willing to settle down with. You just may be somebody that he just wants to have fun with. So look.
Yeah, so I do want to point out, that doesn't sound to me like high-level man behavior. Like, when I think of a high-level man, I think of a man who doesn't look for side chicks. Like, if you're a high-level man, you don't go after side chicks because you're, as previously shown in some of these rules, a man of real principles. So you aren't out there doing side pieces. You just communicate honestly and forthrightly about your intentions in any given relationship, and you hold true to them because you're a man of your word. And I like how just keeping your word and being honest and being respectful, just not even in the vocabulary of this video.
Just because somebody's a high value man doesn't mean this person wants to settle down and get married today. Maybe their timeline is 5 years, 3 years, 8 years, 10 years. There's a part of it that's on you to see if there's any signs that this man is eventually going to want to do.
Do you think those ladies are AI generated? I mean, I think their girlfriends in Canada might be. But also, this video is from 3 years ago, and I don't think that AI was as prominent 3 years ago for image generation. It's just stock footage.
That, or if they're just having fun, okay? And that part, there's not a manual to it. There's not a book to read about it. It's purely intuition. It's gut. You'll know about it. When you get that feeling, trust it, but don't jump to conclusion too early. Maybe give it a month or 2 or 3 before you say, no, this one's not going anywhere. I do want to have a family right now. I can't wait for this guy. My time is coming. Make your decision, move on, but just know it's going to come down to your intuition. This next one is a little amateurish, but a lot of women do this, and I don't recommend it. Never brag about how great your man is in bed.
Yeah, likewise, never brag about how good your woman is in bed. Men, very famous for not talking about how their sex lives with their friends.
Okay, never. I can't tell you to you from a personal story. I had one, she would do that. All her cousins would call me and wanted to find out what it was like. I don't.
Uh-huh. I'll take things that never happened for $1,000, Alex. Just I don't believe you. I don't believe that all of a girl's cousins started calling you to talk specifically about how good you are in the sack. I don't think that happened. Not once, especially not to this man. We're at 1343. Let's just back up to the beginning of the video. I don't think that was happening to this guy. I don't think this guy was dating a girl, had sex with her that was so good that all of her cousins called him to ask, "How are you so good at sex? Teach me more about sex. You are very cool with your Top Gun shirt. It's so cool how you look the way you do." Uh-huh. Okay, cool, 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 cool. All right, we were at 1343. Let's jump back to that.
I don't know if that makes sense. Don't brag about how great your man is in bed. If he's great in bed, and
That's right. Don't. Okay, so to be someone who can attract high value men, I shouldn't brag about how good my man is in bed. I should only criticize how he is in bed so that my cousins don't call my man and try and snipe him out from under me. Okay, so shit talk your man to your cousins so that they don't call him and try and get him. All right. Okay, we're learning. We're learning. All right.
if she's great in bed, keep it to yourself. It's nobody else's business. This next part is something you've heard a million times. You know, you control.
Okay, wait. That was actually kind of classy though. Keep how your woman is in the sack to yourself. It just seems to kind of fly in the face of some of the advice given previously that took it for granted that people were talking about their lays. You know, like remember he was talking about one night stands and how like a high value man will talk about it with all of his bros, and so everyone will know that you're a low value woman. But like in this case, high value men don't talk about it with their bros. So what's different? When can you talk about it with your bros? I feel so bad for the men who watch this video because it's so confusing and self-contradictory throughout, you know? How are you supposed to know how to be a high-value man?
You control everything because he has what you want, right? He has what you want. You set the tone, you set the standard. And this, well, you know, this is no longer the 60s. Who cares about the first date? You choose what the standards are.
What? I'm pretty sure at all times people have cared about the first date, not just in the 1960s, which was 60 years ago.
But the sooner you get intimate, it just means you don't value it that much. And a man may sit there and say, well, that was kind of really quick. How many other people were you this quick with? Value it. Take your time.
Okay, but I do have a question, because I know he's a big fan of JD Vance. Is JD Vance a high-level man if, you know, he has a wife, but he also has some side pieces, you know, laying around his house? You know, he's got the sofa in one room, he's got a love seat in another, he's even got an ottoman in a pinch. Is that still a high value man? I'm very I want some clarification. Um is he still high value if it's done with the consent of his wife? I all of these rules, they just boggle my small and delicate feminine brain.
Before you decide to just give it up that easily. I think it was Steve Harvey that says wait 90 days. I don't know what timeline he put that book that he said, think like a lady, act like a man, or something like act like a lady, think like a man.
Again, trans ally Patrick Bet David strikes again. Just the ideal yes, the ideal woman, able to see both sides of the gender binary.
Great book. If you haven't read it, read the book. His timeline, I believe, is 90 days. But do protect it. Don't give it up that easy.
Is this
next one about
stream?
OnlyFans,
Maybe.
it's so funny. I'm doing a business meeting in Long Beach, California. This one girl gets up.
OnlyFans eliminates your options? Well, yeah, obviously it does. It's not called only all the options. It's called OnlyFans. OnlyFans, you got a date from the fan. And honestly, if you're not a fan of your partner, you shouldn't be with your partner. It seems to make sense to me.
Drop dead gorgeous. She asked me questions. Times are really hard in real estate. I'm going through this. I'm going through that. I'm going through this. And I look at her and I said, look, there's a lot of people right now that are being tempted to make money through OnlyFans. She starts crying, okay? Like literally, she starts crying. So when she cries, you already kind of have an idea she was also either tempted or she did it because it's easy money to make when you're that beautiful.
Why? Okay, so in this situation that you are describing yourself in, you are saying that you were talking with a woman who was talking about how difficult it is in real estate. And apropos of nothing, you bring up OnlyFans. And then you start talking about how easy it would be for her to make money. And like, how is this not just blatant sexual harassment to make that assumption about somebody and to bring it up for no reason whatsoever? God, it's so I'm flabbergasted.
Go make your $50,000, $100,000 a month, right? It is a choice you can make, but there's a very
I'm sorry, go make how much money?
make your $50,000, $100,000 a month, right?
Your $100,000. I'm sorry. Do high value men have a problem with women who make six figures? I'm confused.
It is a choice you can make, but there's a very big difference between you doing that. Those things are permanent. You have to explain it to your kids, to your husband, to every.
In what universe do you have to explain? Do you have to explain any of that to your children? In what in what universe are you like, ah yes, I will explain my career posting nudes on OnlyFans and I will explain it in detail to my children. Like what? What? No. Stop it. Stop being weird. Stop being weird, Patrick Bet David.
Body when that becomes public. Unfortunately,
Wait, also, okay, wait, you also have to explain it to your husband? Like, if you're doing OnlyFans, yeah, it should come up that you have been doing OnlyFans at some point between starting dating and marriage. That should probably be something that's explained. Like, for example, and that the same goes for any kind of side hustle or even main job. If you're getting married to somebody and suddenly, you're 2 years into your marriage and you find out that the entire time they've had like a food truck business that they just never told you about, that would be really weird and a foundational breaking of trust.
back in the day, say if somebody did something like OnlyFans, there wasn't a camera where everything's going to be public, social media, Instagram. It's a very different ballgame today. A man who has another girl that's on OnlyFans may have fun with her, may even be interested in having fun with her. But it's different when it's coming down saying, I want to be.
Look, I'm sorry. If you're too much of a coward to date a girl who has had or has an active OnlyFans, uh, like maybe you're not a high value man. High value men are not intimidated or ashamed of the people they're interested in.
The family with this person. Again, well, that's not true. I know somebody that did this. I'm going with odds. I'm not going with the exception. Make sense? So this next one is very interesting. I have seen a lot of men who are high value. They've been around for a very long time. But I've also seen when a guy's dating a girl and then publicly she makes a comment to embarrass him. That's a very personal, embarrassing comment. And then a month later, he breaks up with her. It's like, she just doesn't understand the dynamics that you.
Okay, wait, that's actually good advice. That is good advice, all right? Don't embarrass someone who is important to you in public. Don't do that. Like, if you like them, if you love them, don't be emotionally abusive. Like it seems like a pretty good rule. I like this one. Um, and by the way, that goes both ways, obviously. Like, if you're dating a woman, don't emotionally abuse them in front of all your friends and family. Likewise, if you're dating a man, don't emotionally abuse him in front of all of your friends and family. Seems like a low bar, but I guess, it's good to be explicit about that type of a rule. Well done, Patrick Bet-David.
Never publicly embarrass your man, especially if he's a high octane, high value man. You just don't publicly embarrass them. When you do that, do it privately. Hey, babe, I don't like the way you handled you.
Nobody wants a hoe as a wife. I mean, I guess if you're thinking of women as hoes, yeah. But don't like, you do know it's up to you to not simply not date someone you think is a hoe.
So that was.
And then the hoes, for their part, can go find someone who's not quite as judgy and who will love them for who they are. Because you know what? Hoes also can be cool as fuck.
Not cool. Have the conversation with them. Do not do it publicly. That will not go well. So you have a high valued man. This doesn't mean every pressure needs to be on him. He knows you bring a lot of value to the table as well.
Okay, so I'm a high value woman in this circumstance. Cool. All right. Awesome. We're 16 minutes into the video before establishing that women can also be high value. There you go.
Okay. So what could that thing be?
That's true. Jesus did love hoes. Jesus did love hoes. Famous for hanging out with the hoes. And also hanging out with, like, the lady hoes and the man hoes. Jesus was down with the hoes.
Could be finances, could be family, it could be faith, it could be fitness, it could be relationships, it could be a lot of different things. But you have to bring your own dynamic to the table as well. That is an area of strength that's not his. So what are some areas you bring to the table? You can have some confidence from that area when they say, this is what I do well. I'm going to be able to do this, I'm going to be able to do this, I'm going to be able to do this.
Okay, so do what I do well, and that makes me a high value woman. Okay, I can do what I do well, which is yap. All right, I can be a high value yapping woman. That is a possibility in Trump's America.
Fantastic. Trust me, a man's going to sit there and say, that's very valuable to me. Man, I'm so glad she brings that to the table, because I don't. Listen, reputation matters. I understand we hear about, reputations, what other people say about you, but characters, who you really are. Your reputation matters when it comes down to dating high value men. Men are going to call around and say, what can you tell me about her? What are you going to do about her?
I don't think that is true. I don't think men are going to be calling around about the lady about the barista with the cool hair that you encountered at Starbucks. I don't think people are going to be calling around about you striking up a relationship with the barista. All right. This music is giving me a tumor. I genuinely have not paid any attention to the music. I'm going to pay attention to it now.
He's going to call around. And if he doesn't, he's not doing his part. The high value man that I know is going to be calling.
Call who? Wait, what? Call the network of high value men. The High Value Men Network. The HVN. Everyone knows about the HVN. All right? The HVN is everywhere.
Saying, hey, this girl, has she been this? Has she done that? Has she done that? And then people are going to be talking, I remember one time she dated that guy. That one time we went out, she was drunk and she did this and she did that. Okay, cool. You're not expecting for perfection, because if any girl that...
Okay, yeah, this music is incredibly terrible.
That seems a little too perfect, she's probably got a lot of things filled in the closet. Generally, there's going to be something, but protect your reputation, because it's going to follow you. Never bash your exes. It doesn't matter what it is. Never bash your exes. If you bash your last 3 exes, I'm going to be the 4th one, and I'm not interested in that. Hey,
you're married, though. Why are you talking about you? What? Also, what if as a woman, what if my exes were terrible? Why you know, like maybe that would be an important part of my story for you to know. Like maybe one was abusive. I don't know. Seems something we could maybe acknowledge is possible.
How come your last relationship didn't work? Honestly,
It sounds like the music from a hotel review. It genuinely does.
we were just on different pages. You know, he wasn't somebody I saw myself being with long term. Good guy, his own thing, not interested. We went separate ways. And, you know, I'm just not, you know, don't sit there and say he was this, he was an idiot, he was a moron, he was a this. Not attractive. Don't say it in a way where she's like, you sound like you kind of are interested in. But don't also go out there and bash on the guy, talking about how big of a loser he is. Your social media profiles matter. If I go on your social media profile and I'm like, okay, there's 1 butt picture, 2 butt picture, 3 butt picture, man, she's like all over the place. What is this all? Oh my God, there's a bong, there's this, there's that. Yeah, I'm gonna have some.
Not a bong. Heaven forbid a bong show up in one of her pictures. Like, God, this man talking like high value men be looking at Instagram accounts like Ned Flanders or like Homer thinking about Ned Flanders' butt in that episode of The Simpsons.
Fun with her. No one's gonna meet this girl. This is just a girl that I'm gonna have fun with. So protect your social media profile because they're gonna look. If you have interest in competing with your man,
This Jezebel is smoking the devil's lettuce. Don't compete with your man. That's right, no Super Smash Brothers for you.
and beating him,
Because smashing his brothers would be ill-advised.
like, you know what, I'm gonna do better than him in business and I'm gonna do this. Don't expect to find an alpha male, you know, high value man. You're probably gonna end up with a beta male who's gonna be okay with you beating them. Because alphas, they have no interest in competing with their wives.
What? Dude, okay, but there's a difference between competing with your wife and like playing with your wife, you know? Like you should be able to play with your spouse, with your significant other, right? Like human beings and the nature of play are pretty fundamental. Like play is wired into us, and play often requires some degree of competition. And like if you as an alpha male, high value alpha male, cannot play with your wife or your girlfriend, like you have already failed in your relationship. It's already doomed for failure. Yeah, you should be able to play Mario Kart and not have a rage quit, all right? And not have it be a yelling match.
They wanna lead their girls. That's what they wanna do. So this next one,
Yeah, play Baldur's Gate together. Play Peak together. Goddamn, Peak was fun.
my God, I can't believe you're saying this. You're so old school. Men are not interested in you having male friends.
Okay, I am gonna say this is the biggest red flag that he's talked about yet. Like, I'm sorry. This is a huge red flag. If you are encountering somebody who says you cannot be friends with people of the opposite sex, I don't care who it is, if it's a man, if it's a woman telling you you can't be friends with men, you can't be a woman, you know, man telling you you can't be friends with other men. It's bullshit. And frankly, this type of frame is profoundly freakish behavior. It's a very controlling behavior, and it is based upon a complete lack of trust. You know, what if it's an NB? Pro trans rights Patrick Bet David. Probably everyone can hang out with MBs, but like, I just have to say, if you if you are trying to be so domineering over your partner that your rule is that effectively half the population cannot associate with them, I'm sorry, you should not be in a relationship. You must be liberal, far left liberal. I'm not liberal, I'm a socialist. It's different.
Well, Pat, how about if it's just one? No, he's gay. I don't care. He may change his mind. Pat, come on, Pat, you can't say that. I'm telling you. Even if he tells you he doesn't care, he cares. Okay? But I've known him from high school, from second grade, from first grade, even worse. You're mine. I'm yours. Let's roll. I'm not interested in you talking to other men. This is.
Yeah, that's freak behavior. I'm sorry. To say to your partner you cannot be friends with half the population of Earth is freak behavior. Full stop.
So extreme. You know, you're such a machismo saying this. Don't worry about it. I'm just telling you. I'm around these types of men all the time. They're not interested, and you're having too many male friends.
This doesn't sound like high-value man behavior, I gotta be honest. This sounds like deeply insecure baby man behavior. And I don't think a deeply insecure baby man is a high-value man.
And too many is one. If you and this man date for a few months.
How good of a mother will she be? Real high-value men test out how good a mother a high-value woman will be by making her mother him first. God.
And it's getting serious. In his mind, at one point, if he wants to get to the next level with you, marriage, engagement, all this stuff, he's asking, what kind of a mother are you going to be? He'll be watching you. And the way he'll judge what kind of a mother you'll be is how you treat him. Okay?
Oh my God, he actually said it. He actually fucking said it. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it. You can judge how good a mother she'll be by how she treats you. You know, would make sense if you're saying like, well, if we can have mutual respect and like work together like that, yeah, that shows that she can be a mother. But what he's saying is like, you know, is she gonna do your dishes? Is she gonna is she gonna do the cooking? Is she gonna keep house? Is she gonna be able to rear children? And as everyone knows, high value men, you have to be reared like a goddamn adult baby. So I guess my response to the last rule is pretty accurate. Patrick Bet David is talking about dating advice for grown adult baby men. Crazy. Which, for the record, I don't think represents all men. Men do not have to be like this. You do not, in fact, have to take the Patrick Bet David advice.
You treat your younger siblings. These are ways that they're watching to see what kind of a mother you'll one day be, because that's something they value a lot. So if he doesn't take you in public places around friends and family, he likes you for fun, but he doesn't want to be seen in public with you as a.
That's true. Okay, you had two terrible runs here. This one's true. If someone's not willing to introduce you to their family or the people who are important to them, that's a huge red flag.
His girlfriend, okay? May sting, may hurt, but many men have done that. I've done that myself. Had fun, a few months I'm with a girl, no one ever knew about it, because I just knew we're never gonna be long-term together. We're just having fun. So you know this whole thing about virginity, you know, no, I'm not telling you to be a virgin and all this stuff. I'm not telling you that. You choose to do that based on your faith, that's up to you. Many do, I'm not telling you that. But what I am saying to you is the following. So a guy goes out with two different girls. One girl's like, oh my God, I've never been to this restaurant before. Oh my God, I've never been to this spa before. Oh wow, this first time ever I was on a private jet. I've never flown first class before. Oh, I loved Santorini. This was amazing. Cinque Terre, great. Never been to Dubai, amazing. So the guy's like, oh yes, yes. He's feeling good because he wants to give you the world, right? Show you the world, right? The other one, he goes, I was here 2 months ago. Honestly, the food wasn't that good tonight. Okay, hey, yeah, this resort is good, but I like the spa more in Beverly Hills. Oh my God, you are so annoying. Go.
Oh God. Okay, so where to start with this one? I mean, it could be that their family is terrible, but notice that the other thing I said, which is like the people who are important to them. If your partner isn't introducing you to the people who are important to them, it is a problem. Right? But what he's effectively saying here is that women who have experience are so annoying. And I would just counter that by saying, in this particular instance, um, it kind of seems like, from my experience, uh, if you are on a date with the right person, even if you are in the same place you've been before, even if you're in a place like that's pretty mediocre when it comes to food or atmosphere, um, having engaging and interesting company from your partner, it trumps everything else. If the food is terrible, then hey, you have a memory together that you made about that time you went to a restaurant that was just god awful, you know? Like, you get to enjoy having those moments together, even if the actual experience in the moments are not all that enjoyable. It builds up your relationship. It builds up your story. It like brings you closer together when things don't go exactly according to plan or when things are subpar sometimes. And like, yeah, we laughed super hard. It was great. Exactly. It adds to the lore. Yeah, the depth of the lore, the richness of the lore. Um, but it builds up your relationship. Like, what he's effectively saying here is like, yeah, we want somebody who has just never been traveling the world with all this wealth and power, and he's using that as as like a proxy for obviously having sex. But like, I will also say this: some of the most fun you can have is just trying out silly little things with your partner, whether that is in a sexual context or in a totally non-sexual context. Being silly and playing with each other is important. It's super important. And like, yes, the subtext here is effectively he wants like what he's saying is you should be gunning for a child who's a virgin and has never engaged with anyone before. You know? Like, that's what he's saying. I'm not telling you you can't sleep with anybody. I'm not telling you you can't do this. I'm not, whatever, live your life. But also, if you've slept with people before, men don't want you. What an incredibly silly thing to say.
Find somebody else. I'm not the guy for you. Now, let's just say she has been around and she says, oh, I've been to this restaurant before, but oh my God, I had such a good time with you. Thank you so much for taking me here tonight. Oh, this spa, what a great experience it was tonight. Thank you. So even if you have, be grateful, say thank you. Don't act like you've been around all over the place, because all he's thinking is, she's probably been with 5 other guys that had money. What am I going to be doing? She's been around, okay? So keep that part in mind. He's thinking. He may not tell you this, but he's thinking about it, because many times we're thinking a lot of thoughts, but we don't tell you. But we're thinking.
Okay, counterpoint though, you should talk about it. Like, another thing that makes relationships work is communication. Like, you have to be able to communicate your ideas and talk about your concerns and your worries before they turn into full-blown, like, fissures in your relationship. Like, if you're a truly high-value man, then surely you're not afraid of talking about your thoughts.
So there you go.
They don't want women with ideas, that's true. Ideas are inconvenient to the level of control he's already explicitly said he wants.
If you're upset, if you're happy, if you're glad you watched it, it's my perspective, okay? Whether you like it or not, these are some of my philosophies. Now, if you've
These are some of my philosophies.
Never seen the video, 20 Rules for Young Men? Click here to watch that video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye, bye-bye.
Well, I think we've learned a lot. We've had a few laughs. We've learned how to attract high value men. We've learned what high value men are. And I gotta say, I think I'm walking away from this thinking that anyone who wants a genuinely good and decent and, you know, truly high value man will not take any, hardly any of Patrick Bet-David's advice. There were a couple in there that I thought were decent, but it almost feels like he lucked into those rather than arrived at them organically. Confused on value. Yeah. I mean, I think for Patrick Bet-David, the value comes from the size of your bank account. Ooh, hiccups. Well, we've had a few laughs, we've learned a lot, and folks, let me know what you think. Do you feel ready to go out there and find high value men? Let me know down in the comments, and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do the things that help the video grow, and also, please, folks, we gotta organize, because if we don't get organized politically, then folks like Patrick Bet-David do the organizing and do the work of funneling crazed lunatics into local elections, and we can't have that. So, folks, join your local Dems, join your local DSA, get organized. Do the work of showing up to meetings. It's super important that you show up to meetings. And go, if you need help, you can join our Discord. Reach out to Dragonfly for help with your local Dems. Reach out to GamerG for help with your local DSA. We want to get more and more people involved in your local political scene. Whoopsie daisy. Because it's super important. And in fact, can yield colossal changes. You can stop that ICE concentration camp from being built out of the warehouse in your town. You can get your local sheriffs to not cooperate with efforts to just abduct citizens off the street. You can actually make a difference in the safety of your neighbors and how your community operates in this country. It's super cool. Get involved today. And last but not least, and I know trans ally Patrick Bet-David would appreciate this, but check out ImogeneOlivia.com, gender euphoric lingerie designed from the ground up for trans femmes. It is non-tucking lingerie tested with cis men, cis women, non-binary folks. People really like the type of design work that has gone into it. I'm wearing it right now. It's super comfortable. Check it out, ImogeneOlivia.com, and try out gender euphoric lingerie today. New styles, sizes, and colors coming in the near future. So check it out. Link down in the doobly-doo, and let's keep on going. Look at that. We did it. We did it. You're full of it? If by it you mean truth and humor, then yes. Whew. Yes, I'm full of high value. Help, PBD. I followed all the steps, but my high value man came out as a high value woman, and now she's femmogging me. Well, ectobiologist, as I'm sure Patrick Bet-David would let you know, of course, now that your high value man has become a high value woman, there is a non-zero chance that she could become stuck in a dryer, and it is your duty to have a conversation with her before that happens. All right? Just to iron out issues of consent around helping her out of the dryer, you know? Whew, how we doing, folks? Well, now you need to make sure your high-value woman doesn't have any male friends. It's true. It's true. Okay, so folks, how you doing? We've been going for about 2 hours. If you've been enjoying the show, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and also consider supporting the stream financially. Drop those subs, donos, memberships, super chats, etc. Because you guys make this show possible. How do you get stuck in a dryer? You know, I've seen a lot of pornography, and I still can't answer that question. I have no idea. Genuinely, still mystified by it. Go, go, go! Click a button! Click a button! Click a button! Click the goddamn button! Click a button! Click a button! Click a button! Click the goddamn button! Click a button! Click a button! Click a button! Click the goddamn button! Click a button! Click a button! Click a button! Click the goddamn button! Click a button! Click a button! Click a button! Click the goddamn button! Click a button! Click a button! Click a button! Click the goddamn button! Click a button! Click a button! Click a button! Click the goddamn button! Click a button! Click a button! Click a button! Click the goddamn button! Click 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 button! Hell yeah! Nocturnal 8999, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Much appreciated. Thank you for helping this show to be possible. Hell yes. Greening up the chat. It's a beautiful sight to behold. Certainly one of the songs of all time. Hey, it's just to remind you guys what to do. My goal here is to Pavlovian response you guys into hitting that like button, all right? You hear the click the button song, you click the button. And you know, I gotta tell you guys, it works. I see those like numbers go up. You can't hide those likes from me. Whew. All right. Well, folks, I was intending to do some Holy Mac after this, but somehow it took us 2 hours to get through 20 rules for attracting high-value men. I did not expect it to take that long. But his rules were really bad and difficult, difficultly organized, you know? I'm sorry, I gotta be up in the morning so that I can smooch my partner. I gotta get the morning smooches. I can't settle for afternoon smooches. I gotta get the precious morning smooches. Low value stream detected. Hey. We'll be back tomorrow and we'll do Holy Mac tomorrow, okay? We'll do Holy Mac tomorrow when there are more people here. This might help. Optional Andromeda A1. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Much appreciated. Hell yeah. Yeah, I need to be alert in case I get stuck in a dryer. You never know when a dryer is going to sneak up on you and get you stuck. Can we send you a substitute smoocher? You can't. It's impossible. Thank goodness I avoided Holy Mac. God. Morning smooches are very important. I agree. Just one episode? No, because then it'll be harder to cut together for posterity. We can't do one more. I'm sorry. We gotta wait till tomorrow. right? But good night, everyone. I think tomorrow we might do a chill stream. We'll see how much time I have to prep. I also intend to be early tomorrow as opposed to so goddamn late. It's ridiculous. Yes. We must keep the Mac line pure. Indeed, indeed. With Jack saying that Israel will bomb Iran, stop it. Don't speak that into existence. Stop it. Knock on wood. Good night, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.
When the people's will is swayed by a con man's cheap charade, despite the crass misogyny and blatant hypocrisy, when the fascist voices swell, we hear echoes of the past. They vilify the immigrants, the leftists and outcasts, when the opposition croaks and the people just don't vote for the same old tired rhetoric of neoliberal politics. We must organize the fight for our universal rights, for democracy and empathy to permeate this life. For it's not the immigrant who labors for some bread, who's making us toil till we drop dead. No, it's not minorities or peer-reviewed authorities, or queer folks and trans folks, or a multitude of deities. I say, all are your comrades and none are your enemies, in the momentous fight against all bourgeois priorities. Freedom is not those traditional values crafted from bigotry and classist realities. Freedom is freedom to move and disobey, to rely on one another to keep would-be kings at bay. Say none of us can stand alone against their power. We must stand together and make them cower. For the laws of this land have us used and abused, owned and subordinate to our patriarchal roots. I say it's high time we reinvent this whole operation to make mutual benefit our sole occupation. Because freedom is freedom to move and disobey, to rely on one another to keep would-be kings at bay. Say none of us can stand alone against their power. We must stand together and make them cower. Here we go. Yes, freedom is freedom to move and disobey, to rely on one another to keep would-be kings at bay. Say none of us can stand alone against their power. Rise proletariat and make them cower.